Okay, thanks for coming out to Campbelltown today, Andy. My name is Anoulack Chanthivong. For those who don't know, I'm locally elected government councillor on Campbelltown City Council, and we're here today at one of our great venues around the city to showcase, I suppose, one of our icons, which is at Koshigai Park. It's a great open space for the local community to enjoy. As you can see here, there are plenty of young families out and about, enjoying the great open space and the facilities that we provide for the community with the rates that they pay. Being locally elected for the first time is a great privilege for me.
And the first Laotian too.
That's right, and I'm sure there'll be many more in the future to come, and hopefully I can set a good example for others to contribute to the community. There are many ways we can contribute, of course. It doesn't necessarily have to be in a political process. We can do lots of good things in our community in many ways. I've been very privileged, and I feel very privileged, of course, being elected to our local government, and I hope that I can contribute, and I will do my best to contribute to the community that I live in, and to be privileged enough to have been elected by the very good people of Campbelltown to represent them at the local government level.
Tell us, how long have you been living in this area?
In Campbelltown itself, we've been living in Campbelltown, the family have, and myself, and I still continue to live here as of today. We've been here since 1988, so that's a good 17 years. So, and also I think I've seen the community change a lot. When we first moved into Campbelltown, it was a very small community, a growing community, lots of development, lots of houses, but a lot of families have established themselves here. It's a great place to live, lots of open space, a lot of natural scenery, lots of facilities, university, there's a hospital here. So we have a lot of entertainment to attract all peoples of all walks, young and old. And at the local government level, what we try to do is to make sure that we have good facilities for our young people through our libraries and our education, and promote goodwill and good harmony amongst all our citizens, to provide, as you can see here, good open space for people to enjoy their good family time with people, and of course to make sure that no $1 is ever wasted on the rate-paying service, which involves providing childcare centres, swimming centres, obviously play equipment, childcare facilities, involving in youth affairs, making sure that the young people have good facilities to work with. One of our biggest departments, or the biggest department, is our City Works area, which is involved in the development. Is somebody comes with a proposal they'd like to build a 4-storey building in X, Y, and Z, and we go through the stages of assessment. That is, what it looks like, does it meet all the building laws, is it safe, is it structurally sound, and so forth. And we debate in this chamber here. Each one of us has one vote out of 15, and of course if we get greater than 8 votes, we would that particular proposal would either be rejected or approved accordingly. So the job of council is many folds. It's of course to be to be the voice of the community, more importantly, to make sure that council as an organisation is approving and providing services and facilities that the community would like to have for them and for their families, and for visitors alike to our city. So council responses are far and wide. Of course we have a limited budget, we can't provide for everything, but the things that we do provide for, we try to provide those at the best that we can. The best swimming centres, the best swimming programs, the best parks, the best recreational facilities, and we try to do that in a cooperative manner. Of course there will be differences between each one of the 15 elected representatives, but we try to come, at the end of the day, we are working to one and the same goal, and that is to provide a better community for all our citizens. Currently, and of course those 2004, we had 7 Labor Party councillors.
And you are representing?
Yes, I am a member of the Australian Labor Party. In there, we had 2 Liberal councillors, and 1 Greens councillor, and the rest are all independents. That is, they run on their own agenda, their own ticket. They have no real political basis or organisation behind them. So, but I think like I said, we have differences, and I think as we should. But at the same time, at the end of the day, the main goal is always to provide a better community for our citizens. The term of Local government is 4 years.
4 years. Okay.
So we had an election in March 2004. However, there was some time changes by the state government. So the next local government elections will be in approximately September 2008. So we've got, I guess,
2 years.
3 years time to prove ourselves to the community that were worth their vote, and that what they voted for was what they. Campbelltown is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, local government areas from here to Canberra. It's really the last city from here to Canberra. So it has a population of approximately 150,000 and growing. It's one of the largest local government areas actually in New South Wales. It's a growing area, and as part of the greater Macarthur region, like Campbelltown City Council is the biggest council out of the local Macarthur ones, which include Camden and Warrandyaley.
All right.
Local council, of course, is a body of government elected by the people, representing the people's views, all the people's views within our city. So the people are always encouraged to participate in the decision-making process. That is, council meetings are open to the public. People are more than welcome to not only observe, but they're allowed to speak on issues that they think that they would like to speak on. And
But they're not allowed to vote, sorry.
No, that's right. The public are not allowed to vote. That's the job of the councillors to vote on the public's behalf. So it's sort of like the same as it would happen in the federal parliament or the state parliament, where we are elected by the people every 4 years, and we're there to make the decisions which we think reflects their needs and wants in a particular time period, and we'll try to do that the best that we can. This is the Campbelltown Council City Building, which is houses the staff of the council. I guess they're full-time staff a year. Councillors aren't actually full-time. We do the decisions after work. That is usually from about 6 o'clock onwards on every Tuesday night. It can go to some length depending on the issues that are on debate and how many people in the public area who would like to voice a view on what's being proposed. So as you can see, it's a sizable building. I think council employs approximately just under 900 full-time staff, and of course there are occasional staff who work 4 or 5 hours a week, or have flexible working hours to look after their families. And as an organisation, it's important that we cater for family flexibility and people's changing dynamics in their lifestyle, and so we can be a good employer. I'm part of a team. I'm part of all the team, of all the councillors. Some of the things that I think we as a council has done so far is to implement what has been labelled the Better Town project. The aim of that is to revive the city image of Campbelltown. Often the case, there's a lot of unfair and unjustified criticism of Campbelltown as an area. What we're trying to do is to say that those claims are wrong, and which they are. And to do this, we want to improve our physical appearance to visitors and current residents alike. So, which would involve, for example, more open space, better recreational facilities, much more improved landscaping at our city entrances program. That is, as you come into Campbelltown from all different, from the south or from the north, from the west, you should be able to know that you're in Campbelltown. And the way we do that is to let people know symbolically through better planting, better horticultural, better landscaping, to say, wow, I've actually come to Campbelltown and it's actually quite a nice area to live. Secondly, what we establish is what we call an Innovations and Improvement Subcommittee. That committee is, for which I'm a member, is about trying to save the city's finances, such that what we're trying to do is look at how we're doing things and how we can improve so that we can save money, and also whether some of our programs on what we have invested in isn't actually benefiting the community at all, so we can actually reduce waste and reduce money wastage to the community, because every dollar wasted is a dollar that the community could have saved. So the aim of that committee is to, of course, be more financially responsible, and I think that's a very important program and committee that we've established. I think to date we've saved, I would say, from the top of my head, close to $1 million since its establishment, for about a year ago. So it's about doing things better and making sure the ratepayers get value for their money, which they deservedly so. So they're just two of the things, if I can outline briefly, what we've achieved. And that said, there's much more to achieve, and there's much more we will achieve by working hard and listening to the community and making sure that they, their voice is heard, and we implement programs and provide facilities that meets their unchanged ever-changing enjoy the job. And as I say, it's always a great privilege to be able to represent your community in any fashion. In my particular circumstance, of course, it's been at the local government elected level. So, it's a great privilege to know that there are people out there who think I may be worthwhile in representing their views, and it's a trust that the people give to their elected officials to do the right thing by them. And my aim is to do the right thing by each and every one of the community out there, and to try to do the best that I can, work the hardest as I can, to make sure that we as a community have a brighter future together. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Andy.